What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another Diesel Dog Garage video. It has been a minute since I have done a late night burning the midnight oil video like this. But it's the only time I can get out here and do anything like this, working on my truck or any kind of projects like that. I'm not complaining. That's just kind of how things go around here. I either work really early in the morning on the weekends or something, or late night during the week. But got a little project for the Silverado here. As you can see, these headlights are fogging up really bad and it's bugging me. Looks terrible with our new grill in 2500 HD hood swap, minus the dents. But nevertheless, these foggy, dull, yellowish lights are just, they gotta go. So I got a kit to clean these up. I'm gonna do both sides. I'm gonna show you what I got here. This one's even worse, look at that. I mean, that's embarrassing. So I went down the old O'Reilly's down the road here and picked up this 3M Ultra Headlight Restoration Kit. It says it only takes 40 minutes. I'm gonna put that to the test. Restore and protect to look like new, UV protection for 2 years. Well, this thing was only like 13 bucks, so even if it doesn't turn out excellent, as long as it clears it up a little bit, I'll be happy. But you got some sanding discs, and we'll open up and see what we all got here. But I got this. You're gonna need some microfiber towels, it says. So my plan was to clean these up for a while now. So I went ahead and went on eBay and checked for some good quality LED bulbs to replace it with while we had the headlight out. And I quickly realized that good LED bulb is really expensive and I don't feel like spending that much money. So I went to the next best option and found the cheapest LED bulb set I could find on eBay. I picked up low beams, high beams, and fog lights kit. These aren't even a brand. It's car LED bulbs. I don't even see a brand on here. So I picked them up for 35 bucks for all of them. I don't even care if they're not that great. 35 bucks is a bargain. They were like originally 60 bucks. They're slashed down to 35 probably because they're not great quality. But hey, I'm gonna stick them in there. I'm gonna see what it does. It's gotta be better than the yellowish dull bulbs I got in there now. You know, the other night I actually ran up to the local bar here and got some takeout wings. And I parked, got out, got my wings, got back in right as another guy was getting in his brand new F-150. And there's a building in front of us. And when I turned on my lights, it barely lit up the building. And when he turned on his, it was like this flash of LED goodness. And I was like, man, that's embarrassing. So that's why I went on and I found some LED bulbs. I'm gonna see if we can brighten this thing up a little bit here. First things first, I'm gonna pull the headlights out here. Gotta take the grill out. I'm gonna pull the headlight assembly all the way out. That way we can get the bulbs in. We're gonna have to put the fog lights in after that. Clean these things up, put the bulbs in, see how it turns out. I've done a couple different videos where I had to take this grill out, but I'll go over it again. You gotta take this top cover off here. You got some push pins in each one of these little holes you gotta take out. You're gonna have 4 bolts up top that'll use a 10mm socket. And then you're gonna use some pliers to pinch behind your clips. You're gonna have to pinch and pull at the same time. My new grill only uses the bottom. If you got a stock grill, you'll have 2 in the middle there, but that's how you'll get that out. There's my grill over there. If you missed the last video where I put it in, it's got some connectors for the lights, makes it really easy to take out. Went ahead and got my lights out here. Pretty straightforward process. You're gonna have 2 bolts here, use a 10mm socket, and then 1 right here. You can see better with the headlight assembly out, but basically you're gonna snake up back behind the wheel well here. The headlight assembly is slide here, so you don't have to take this bolt all the way up. All you gotta do is loosen it and the headlight assembly will slide out of there. You can take the harness loose and just take all the lights and wiring off with the assembly. I just popped all the bulbs out of there because I didn't want the wiring flopping around while I was working on these things. But we got them out, you can see a little bit better how foggy these things are. I'm gonna take them out in the shed so I don't wake anyone up. Try to clean these things up, see how this kit does. Well, I went ahead and dumped these clean cloths I'm gonna be using to buff out on this real sanitary stool here, but that's all right. You got your clear coat buffing compound. You're gonna have some discs. It'll tell you what discs to use first and when. And then it comes with the attachment you put on your drill. You're gonna use the sanding disc first on this. You're gonna sand all this roughness out of here. If you got yellow lights, you're gonna sand out of the yellow discoloredness. I just got cloudiness here, so I'm gonna sand past this cloudiness. And looks like there's a bunch of videos how to do this on YouTube, probably better than I could explain because this is the first time I'm ever using a kit like this, but it looks pretty straightforward here. So I got my disc on here. I'm gonna start sanding this thing down. I mean, it's digging in, so I guess I'm doing it right. I mean, I'm not really too sure how far you're supposed to go, but... So it looks like this is kind of what it's supposed to look like when you're done all cloudy like that. And it says make sure it's nice, even layer of cloudiness. I don't know if I got deep enough around here or not, but it feels a lot smoother, so I'm gonna try it. Like I said, I didn't get too crazy on the sides here because it wasn't really that bad. Mainly concentrated like right around here, so I'm gonna try to buff that out, see if it's any better. It looks like you're gonna be going from a P500 to a P800 bit. Try to smooth it out a little more, I suppose. So I guess now there's a 3000 grit little foam pad on here. It says to mist it with a spray bottle, but I don't have a spray bottle, so I'm going to take a water bottle, poke a little hole in here. Just do one of these. Let's go. So it appears you use these wipes one at a time. Use one, let it dry, and then use the other. So I'm gonna go ahead and grind down my other headlight first so I can do them both at the same time with the headlight clear coat. So now it looks like we apply our headlight clear coat. Go ahead and open this up. You're gonna do both lights with one thing here. I guess you just go and, oh boy. It says something about watching out for bubbles, and that kind of scares me, but we're gonna get at her. Holy cow, it's already 10 times better. Holy snap. That ain't too bad. Already seems 10 times better. Gonna go ahead and let that dry for 5 to 15 minutes, it says, and then you go back over it again with the other one. All right, guys, so while I've got the headlights drying out in the shed here, I can go ahead and throw in my LED bulbs here. You're going to be using a 9005 and H11 for these Chevy trucks, and then I've got the, well, it doesn't even have a number on this thing, car LED bulbs. Sweet. For the fog lights, but looks like you can just look at your previous bulb on there and it'll tell you that's the H11. That's going to be the 9005. Swap them out into there. Should be plug and play on both sides. By that time, the headlight should be dry. and we can slap it all back together. Here's a little brightness comparison for you. Holy crap, it's old and busted, new hotness. Headlights turned out not too bad. I think I could have gone a little bit heavier on the sanding. This one I did go a little bit heavier. This is the first one I did, but first time using a kit like that, I didn't know how hard I'd need to sand on this thing, but I mean, from how cloudy they were before, it's a lot better for sure. Just going to be a nice clear, a little bit more clear lens. I mean, this one, I don't know, that's actually, that fading right there is actually the chrome bezel where the light sits. That's all like discolored, so that's not the lens. But you can see still some scratches in there, kind of some fogginess. A lot better though. I can always use another kit on this, you know, in the future, but that ain't too bad. As the old saying goes, blind hog finds ear corn every once in a while. Headlights are in. Everything's buckled up there. I got the fog lights in. One thing I did want to point out though that you might run into here, I honestly have never ran into this style bulb and connector, and it was kind of a pain to figure out how to get this thing out of there. This would be the fog light. Look, and ended up having like some lock collars that went over top of here and some push pins to push down on either side. Use a screwdriver. It should come out of there, but it was kind of hard coming out. But we got it. So if you're kind of curious how the hell that thing comes out, there you go. And then the other one will just snap in like that. Connector plugs right in. These bulbs don't have a heat sink like the headlight bulbs do, but not going to use them as often. I was doing a little bit of research on LED bulbs in the Silverados. One thing people like to point out was that you've got a clearance issue back here. So if you got a giant heat sink, you might run into clearance issues. And with these bulbs, they do still have the heat sink on the back, but I do not have any clearance issues. They're fitting pretty good. At least I assume there's a heat sink in there. Obviously I got the fins, and hopefully they don't get too hot in there, but that's that. Everything fits up nice. Got to put my grill in, back this thing out. Also, guys, all my blue collar guys out there, if you haven't checked out calloushandsclub.com yet for some sweet Callous Hands blue collar merch, go check it out. You can use my code DieselDog10 for a discount. I got mine. Get yours. Nanny Pappy might want one too. Christmas is coming up. Who knows? But like I said, go check them out. DieselDog10 for a discount. You won't regret it. Right, guys. First startup with all the lights in here. Got some cleared up lenses. Looking pretty good. Probably could do the fog lights too, but that's okay. I'm going to try to be quiet, but the truck's not quiet. I got people sleeping in the house, but I'm pretty excited to see what this thing looks like. Anywho, that's going to do it for me in this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, if you're stopping by for the first time, please subscribe and check out my other videos. I got more to come on the Silverado, and I know a lot of you guys are here for the diesel content. Try to do that as much as I can, but it's what I do for a living. This is kind of what I like to do on the side, just for a hobby, and I get enjoyment out of it, so I hope you guys do. But thanks for tuning in, and I'll check you guys in the next video.